Oh my gosh, there's drama with webtoons. Um, I'm talking about this simply because I, I do comic books. I mean, I do other things as well, but I do comic books. And there's a crossover with webtoons. In fact, let's be honest, they're pretty much the same thing. I'll wait for you to finish typing the hate comment for that one. But Webtoons just announced that they're stopping their creative rewards program. So for those who weren't aware, Webtoons would pay their creators a share of ad revenue, depending on how much sort of views the ads on their comics got. This could be anywhere from $100 to $1,000 per issue, which is pretty good money. If you can pump out one a week, because webtoons aren't long form, they're short form. If you can pump out one a week, that's quite a bit of money if it gets popular. But unfortunately for webtoons and webtoons creators, we're in the midst of a recession, whether the world wants to announce it or not. So for all you non-cartoon characters in the real world, in meat space, you have to deal with that. And as part of that, the advertising money is just not there, and webtoons is very expensive to operate. It's for those who don't know, webtoons is Korean, and a lot of K dramas that a lot of people are into that are on Netflix, etc. Those are actually based on Korean webtoons. It's hugely popular, but there's only so much money you can make in Korea in sort of a domestic market like that. So the creator of webtoons sort of been branching out to the West and trying to sort of grow that market, and it's not working for him. I mean, a lot of the Korean stuff's getting viewed, and there's been some steady growth, but it's not to the level of Hollywood. These things aren't getting turned into Hollywood films, and so it hasn't worked. So it's a combination of webtoons running out of money and advertiser money drying up in a recession, and it not having the same growth. It's very hard to get noticed on a platform with millions of other uploaders. It's very hard. And so with that being said, it's just sort of that's the recipe. The thing that's interesting is a lot of the creators in webtoons are complaining about this and saying it's sort of ruined their livelihood and they can't make money on their comics anymore. But I think that's a kind of a moot point, and let me explain. If you were in a position on webtoons where you were making $4, $5, $6, $7, $800 an issue, why didn't you take your eggs out of that basket and create other ways to earn money, be it other crowdfunding, be it Patreon, Coffee, Subscribestar, all of these things? Why didn't you branch out onto YouTube and do videos showing your creative process, etc.? Something to diversify where the money's coming from, right? If you're earning enough off these comics like that, you've been noticed. There's something special there. So why didn't you capitalize on that? It's not Webtoon's fault that you put all of your eggs in one basket. You've got to diversify, and you have to find your own ways to make money. You could have made merch. Some of these webtoons have crazy loyal followings. I don't know. I don't think there's any room to complain about what webtoons did there. You put all your eggs in one basket. That's if you drop the basket, that's your fault. It's a tricky one. Like, it sucks. Yeah, I'm sorry you're unable to make money off your comic. Believe me, I feel that. At the same time, if you were in that situation where you were big enough to actually make a living off one of your webtoons, then you should have branched out elsewhere. That's all I have to say.